I want to talk about my general response to our conversation with Juwan Johnson last night. We never know who we're going to get as far as player interviews on Tuesday night. We get 4, 2 offense, 2 defense, and those are the guys you talk to. And last night, Juwan Johnson was one of the 4. And we talked to him about like the whole process of coming to LSU, moving to defense after being the most productive player in the history of Louisiana high school football on the offensive side, and then moving to running back, and then moving to quarterback, and then moving back to running back. And he said, the toughest thing was moving from safety to running back last year. If you'll remember, he was at safety behind Major Burns at the Star, and then they decided that they were going to move him to running back when Trey Holly was removed from the team for his legal issues, and you had John Emery tear his ACL. So they moved Juwan Johnson to running back. He caught a touchdown in his first game. And then in the spring, they moved him to quarterback. And he said that wasn't that hard. He had played quarterback before, and so he was never going to be the starting quarterback. You were just kind of easing in and doing something, taking snaps and running around a little bit like he did in high school. And then he moved over to running back, and he said that was the easiest thing to do, is to go back to running back. And one of the things that Frank Wilson told me 3 weeks ago and that Juwan talked about last night was that they like him on third downs because when he was with the quarterbacks, when he was with Joe Sloan, with Garrett Nussmeier, with Michael Van Buren, he was learning how to read blitzes and how to set protections. And when you have to set those protections as the quarterback, you've got to do that for all the linemen and the back. When you're the back, you just have to know the back's responsibility. So he already knows that. And we know he's dynamic with the ball in his hands. He's happy to catch the ball in space. And I think that's interesting that he got that knowledge and is being able to use it at running back, because that's one of the things, pass protection for running backs is one of the toughest things when they get to college, because most of the really good high school running backs didn't pass protect in high school. They just ran the ball for 1 billion yards. So he's got a leg up on that. And every answer that Juwan Johnson gave yesterday about all the moves and all the tough stuff and all the things that have come easier and where he is now, he always talked about how he's got a great group around him. He wants to do whatever it takes to win. He loves playing for LSU, all these things. And it's an era where like all the players have so much leverage, and oftentimes it is about where's the grass greener, where can I get more money, where can I do this to help me. And trust me, I'm not here to completely shut down the transfer portal. I'm not here to tell you that Jaden Daniels and Paul Skeens and Angel Reese and Baton Rouge was bad for a lot of people. Like, that's not the point of this. But I am going to sit here and tell you when something like this happens, and I do see this story where someone this is the guy who in this position most would have transferred by now and looked for a little bit more money in a place to play where they had a full-time spot. Juwan's just like, hey, where can I help? What can I do to help us win? And that was a refreshing conversation that we had with Juwan Johnson last night. So my hope is that he's going to play a lot this weekend against Southeastern. When you watch him play and he's out there for LSU, you kind of consider, I remember Hunt talked about him in that conversation, and like, that's a guy I want to pull for, because the vibes you get from Juwan and how selfless he's been are really cool, and that's somebody that's going to be easy to pull for in the purple and gold. So, hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.